Hey, I'm plenty smart. Yeah? Miranda giggles. Can you spell intellectual? He is too smart, Miranda. Oh, stop kissing up, Shelley. You're trying to tell me you're after his brain? God, it's making me sick to watch you grovel. Grovel? Excuse me? You heard me. He's not gonna talk to you. He's not gonna take you to the grad dance anyway. So just give it up, why don't you? And with that, it was all over. One of my mom's flaky apple tarts got around into Miranda's hair. The extra ranch dressing got smeared into Shelley's. And before Mrs. McClure could say, "In the name of boosters, what are you doing?" They were rolling on the floor, stretching each other's makeup off. I took this opportunity to leave my table and head for Julie's. I grabbed her by the hand and said, "I've got to talk to you." She sort of half stands and says, "What? What's going on, Bryce? Why are they fighting?" "Excuse us a minute, would you, John?" I pulled her away from the table, but there's no place to go, and I've got her hand in mine, and I just can't think. So I stop right there in the middle of the room and look at her. At that face. I want to touch her cheek and see what it feels like. I want to touch her hair. It looks so incredibly soft. "Bryce," she whispers, "what's wrong?" I can barely breathe. I can barely breathe as I ask her, "Do you like him?" You mean John?" "Yes." "Well, sure, he's nice and no, do you like him?" My heart was pounding through my chest as I took her other hand and waited. "Well, no, I mean, not like that." "No," she said, "no. I didn't care where I was. I didn't care who saw. I wanted, just had to kiss her." I leaned in, closed my eyes, and then she broke away from me. Suddenly, the room was dead quiet. Miranda and Shelley stared at me through their slimy hair. Everyone was looking at me like I'd blown my entire circuit board, and I just stood there, trying to reel in my lips and pull myself back together. Mrs. McClure took me by the shoulders, guided me to my chair, and told me, "You sit here and you stay here." Then she hauled Miranda and Shelley outside, scolding them and telling them to find separate bathrooms and clean them while she ran down the janitor to mop up their mess. I sat there by myself and didn't even care about covering up. I just wanted to be here with her, talk to her, to hold her hand again, to kiss her. Before school was out, I tried to talk to her again, but every time I got close, she'd dodge me. And then, when the final bell rang, she disappeared. I looked everywhere for her, but she was just gone. Garrett, however, wasn't. He tracked me down and said, "Dude, tell me it isn't true." I didn't say a word. I just headed for the bike racks, still hoping to find Julie. "Oh man, it is true." "Leave me alone, Garrett." "You get hooked up with the two finest chicks on campus, then bail on them for Julie? You don't understand." "You're right, dude. I completely don't understand. Did you seriously try to kiss her?" I couldn't believe that part. "We're talking Juliana Baker? Your nightmare neighbor? The know-it-all nuisance? The coop babe?" I stopped cold and shoved him. Just laid into him with both hands and shoved. "That was a long time ago, man. Knock it off." Garrett put both hands up, but moved in at me. "Dude, you have flipped. You know that? Just back off, would you?" He blocked my path. "I can't believe this. 2 hours ago you were the man, the man. The whole school was on their knees before you. Now look at you. You're like a social agent." He snorted and said, "And dude, the truth is, if you're gonna be like this, I don't need the association." I got right in his face and said, "Good, 'cause you know that, 'cause you know what? Neither do I." I shoved him aside and ran. I wound up walking home, in my pinch shoes, with dirty dishes clanking inside my sticky picnic hamper. This basket boy hiked all the way home, and there was a battle raging inside me. The old Bryce wanted to go back in time, wanted to hang with Garrett and shoot the breeze. Wanted to hate Julie Baker again. Wanted to be the man. But in my heart, I knew the old Bryce was toast. There was no going back. Not to Garrett or Shelley or Miranda or any of the other people who wouldn't understand. Julie was different. But after all these years, that didn't bother me anymore. I liked it. I liked her. And every time I saw her, she seemed more beautiful. She just seemed to glow. I'm not talking like a 100-watt bird. She just had this warmth to her. Maybe it came from climbing that tree. Maybe it came from singing to chickens. Maybe it came from waking at 2 by 4s and dreaming about perpetual motion. I don't know. All I know is that compared to her, Shelley and Miranda seemed so ordinary. I'd never felt like this before, ever. And just admitting it to myself instead of hiding from it made me feel strong, happy. I took off my shoes and socks and stuffed them in the basket. My tie whipped over my shoulder as I ran home barefoot, and I realized that Garrett was right about one thing. I had flipped. Completely. I trucked down our street and spotted her bike lying on each side of the driveway. She was home. I rang the bell until I thought it would break. No answer. I pounded on her door. No answer. I went home and called on the phone, and finally her mother answers. Bryce, no, I'm sorry. She doesn't want to talk. Then she whispers, give her a little time, won't you?